Have you ever wondered why cats, those quiet, mysterious creatures, seem strangely drawn to certain people, as if they know something the rest of the world doesn't? What if I told you that when a cat follows you, watches you, or suddenly appears in your life, it's not just coincidence, it's spiritual confirmation. And especially if you're one of God's chosen ones, it's not just attention, it's assignment. This video will reveal why cats are spiritually attracted to God's chosen people, and what their presence means for your destiny. Stay until the end, because everything you've thought about these animals is about to shift. You're not crazy. Cats are spiritually aware. You felt it. A cat stares at you without blinking. It follows you in silence. It appears when you're going through something you can't explain. These moments feel strange, but deep inside, you know they're not random. Cats are spiritual detectors. While most people see just another pet, spiritually awakened people, especially the chosen ones, feel the truth. These animals aren't just looking at you. They're looking through you. And what they see is spiritual energy, real energy, divine energy, chosen energy. Cats have been this way since the beginning of time. And it's no coincidence that in your lowest moments, they show up. When you're sad, they lay on you. When you're anxious, they sit near. That's because they're not just seeing your body, they're seeing your soul. They are tuned into frequencies we don't understand fully, and they choose to engage with those whose light isn't from this world. And that's you. Cats can also mirror your emotions. If you're on edge, they become more watchful. If you're calm, they'll relax beside you. Their behavior reflects your inner world, giving you a quiet way to observe yourself. If you've ever had a day where you were mentally exhausted and the cat suddenly comes and lays on your lap without being called, that's alignment. That's unseen understanding. And if you've ever felt that you're carrying emotional weight you can't explain, and the cat suddenly starts purring while lying close, that's not comfort, that's spiritual transfer. Ancient cultures already knew this. Let's go back in time. In ancient Egypt, cats were seen as sacred. They were protectors, divine beings, guardians of the spiritual gates. Killing a cat in Egypt was punishable by death, not because of fear, but out of spiritual respect. Priests, mystics, scribes, they all surrounded themselves with cats. Not for comfort, but because cats protected them from dark energy while they were operating in the spirit. Even in Norse mythology, the goddess Freya, who ruled over love and magic, rode in a chariot pulled by cats. This wasn't a fairy tale, it was spiritual symbolism. In Japanese folklore, the manekineko, or beckoning cat, is believed to bring good fortune and ward off evil. This isn't superstition. It's spiritual memory passed through generations. In Celtic tradition, cats were believed to be guardians of the otherworld. They were said to guard ancient secrets and protect sacred places. Across cultures, cats were not just companions. They were validators of spiritual calling. So when a cat finds its way into your life, ancient wisdom is repeating itself. And if you think this is a modern trend, just look through ancient artwork, scrolls, and temples. You'll see cats beside the people chosen to lead, to heal, to speak divine truth. Chosen ones carry a frequency cats can't resist. Let's talk about why. Why do cats lock eyes with you and hold that gaze? Why do they rest beside you when you're overwhelmed? Here's the truth. You carry a spiritual frequency, and cats feel that. It's not emotional, it's vibrational. When you walk into a room, people might feel uneasy or deeply drawn to you. That's because your energy disrupts normal patterns. It wakes people up or makes them uncomfortable. Cats don't resist that energy. They don't judge it. They align with it. Think about this. Cats don't like loud energy. They don't chase attention. But they do walk into your space uninvited and sit near you when your spirit matches theirs. When your energy brings calm, depth, and truth. You might not even recognize your own spiritual force yet. But cats do. They knew before you did. That's why your childhood cat wouldn't leave your side when you cried at night. That's why the stray cat on the street rubs against your leg instead of anyone else's. You're a beacon. And cats? They're drawn to light. And here's what's even deeper. Cats don't respond to your outside appearance. They respond to your spiritual scent. That's what makes them come near, rub against your leg, or even follow you. They're not confused. They're connecting. This is why sometimes people with seemingly no connection to animals suddenly find cats approaching them. Their spiritual frequency has shifted. Their spirit has awakened. And the cats, they notice. The role of cats in spiritual warfare. Chosen ones often battle in silence. You're fighting unseen things. Depression, negative energy, spiritual attacks. But have you ever noticed, when things get spiritually heavy, a cat appears? It sits at your feet. It rests near your bed. It watches the corners of the room. That's not random. Cats are sensitive to spirits. When a cat stares at a spot you see as empty, it's sensing what you can't. When it blocks a doorway or rests on your chest at night, it's not being cute. It's shielding your spirit. Cats take on negative energy. They're spiritual filters. They guard chosen people from what's sent to destroy them silently. They're not just in your life. They're assigned to your life. And many spiritual teachers believe that cats absorb energies that would otherwise harm you. They transmute what you can't see. Their sleeping patterns, always shifting, always watching, are not random. They move according to energy. Cats don't just purr when they're happy. Purring can be a form of healing frequency. It affects your body, mind, and spirit. So when a cat purrs near your chest, it could be realigning you. What happens when a cat chooses you? Here's something powerful. You don't choose a cat. A cat chooses you. If one keeps appearing, lingering, watching, pay attention. It's not curiosity. It's confirmation. A cat doesn't follow just anyone. It follows energy that is aligned. When it picks you, it's spiritually announcing that you carry light others don't. It sees the call on your life. Even if people around you can't see it, the cat knows. Some of you feel misunderstood by family, friends, or even strangers. But when that cat curls up next to you, watches you in silence, or refuses to leave your side, it's God using creation to remind you, I see you. You are mine. That cat is a witness to your pain, to your light, to your truth. And if a cat ever appears in your dream, especially while you're in spiritual transition or seeking clarity, don't ignore it. Dreams are where messages travel freely. A cat in your dream is often a spiritual message, either protection, revelation, or confirmation. Spiritual discernment, frequency, and protection. Cats don't speak, but they speak volumes. They show you where the energy is off. They avoid certain people. They hiss at the unseen. They sleep near you when you're in pain. They guide you, not with words, but with presence. Their silence is spiritual strategy. They don't bark to warn. They simply position themselves where protection is needed. If you're spiritually sensitive, you've already seen this. But maybe you didn't realize what it meant. Maybe you brushed it off. But now you know. If you've ever had a cat suddenly disappear from your life after a hard season, it's because their assignment ended. They carried what needed to be carried. And they moved on. Chosen ones, don't ignore this anymore. The next time a cat shows up, receive it as a message, a sign, a spiritual reminder that you are not alone. Cats teach us to discern. If they avoid someone, don't ignore it. They feel what's hidden. They know who's carrying good or bad energy, long before you do. What you can learn from cats as a chosen one. Chosen ones need to stop explaining and start observing. Like the cat, you don't need validation. You don't need to prove yourself. You need to protect your peace, guard your spirit, move in silence, rest when you must. Like a cat, your energy is too important to burn out. Retreat is not weakness, it's wisdom. Don't attach to people who drain you. Don't force yourself into spaces where your presence is not honored. Like a cat, detach without explanation. That's the posture of the chosen. Learn to trust your instincts. Walk into the room like you were meant to be there, and leave just as quietly if it's not for you. Like cats, the chosen don't bark. They move, they sense, they wait, and then they strike with purpose. They don't explain their silence. They don't justify their stillness. They simply exist in alignment. And you, chosen one, must do the same. If you've been feeling the strange, almost eerie way cats are drawn to you, you're not making it up. You are spiritually marked. You are walking in light others can't comprehend. And the cat sees it. Stop brushing off the signs. Start paying attention. God is speaking, even through animals. So now, I want to ask you, have cats been showing up in your life? Have they followed you, comforted you, or stared at you like they saw something? Share your story in the comments. You're not alone. Let's build a space for chosen ones who've experienced this truth. Like, comment, subscribe, and keep walking in your calling. Until next time, remember, cats don't follow noise. They follow light. And if they're following you, then there's a light on you the world can't ignore.